$1,000 and set our sponsorship fees in accordance with that figure. The toughest part for us was deciding how much to charge businesses to sponsor a car or the track itself. Most businesses are willing to spend about $200 a month on advertising, depending on how much exposure they'll receive for their sponsorship. With this in mind, we felt we could ask a business for $1,500 for a full year of advertising on one of the cars, which equates to only $125 a month. Once we agreed on this figure, we decided to go with an 8-car system because we are confident of selling 16 sponsorships. Why 16 sponsorships? Because 16 at $1,500 a piece comes to $24,000. At this point, we were still short $1,000 of our $25,000 goal. And our thinking was an 8-car system would allow us to race 8 cars and have an additional 8 on display. We then felt that if we took 3 of our regular sponsors and sell them on being major sponsors, as major sponsors of our system and events, we could at least double their sponsorship fee. As a major sponsor, they would advertise on a car and receive headliner advertising on our 12-foot show banner and any radio or television spots. Together with the regular sponsors, this would give us $28,500 in sponsorship fees.
Deciding on which sponsors we wanted for major sponsors was easy. Let me say that again. Deciding on which sponsors we wanted for major sponsors was easy. We needed exposure to get our name out to the public. We went after the media and acquired major sponsorships from a local radio and television station. We then went after a high-profile sponsor to give us even more clout. The third sponsor ended up being Budweiser. With these major sponsors supporting us, it not only made us more legitimate, it also made our presentation to potential regular sponsors more powerful. Now that we have answered some of the most popular questions asked of us, this is how we approach businesses about advertising with our system. Again, remember, you have something of incredible value.
Knowing that people are very visual, we knew we needed something for them to physically see and feel. So we decided to order one of Keith's demo cars and some postcards with one of his tracks pictured on the face. This was important because it verified to sponsors that we were for real, but also showed the actual and amount of space available to them for their advertising dollars. Now, before we even attempted to approach any of our regular sponsors, we locked in our 3 major sponsors, the local radio station, local television station, and Budweiser in that order. And again, there were reasons why we chose these 3. First, we needed exposure, not only for us, but for our other sponsors as well. And second, the major sponsors we chose are high-profile companies in our area, and we knew we could use their status to our advantage. Once we had the major sponsors in place, it was relatively easy for us to sell the regular car sponsors because at this point we had a lot of ammunition to use. The radio and television station owed us $3,000 each for their advertising, but instead of collecting the cash, we traded for $6,000 of advertising on their stations. This was important when we approached potential sponsors because we were able to tell them that we already had $6,000 invested in radio and television advertising, which will not only help us, but help them as well. Our third major sponsor was Budweiser again, and they paid us in cash.
Now, when we approach our potential sponsors, we don't have a memorized sales pitch because everyone is going to receive us in a different way. However, we do have specific points that we cover when visiting with those prospects. Before we get into those in detail, and again, because I can't emphasize it enough, remember, you have something of incredible value. Believe it and get it across with enthusiasm. Now, the points that are critical to cover in your appointments are as follows. Familiarize the client with NASCAR and its popularity. NASCAR is the fastest growing sport in America. NASCAR is sponsorship oriented. NASCAR is for all ages. NASCAR is plastered everywhere you look. America is in a NASCAR craze. Discuss who you are and what you do. Show them the demo car, postcard of the system, and any tool you have to help them visualize what it is you are doing. Tell them where, when, how often you plan to have events. Let them know how they can get involved. Discuss how you would like them to be a sponsor. This may include being a track sponsor or just simply sponsoring certain events. Discuss costs, how it's a unique opportunity, how inexpensive it actually is, how much exposure they're going to receive, that it's non-discriminatory, it reaches new advertising demographics, limited sponsorships for maximum exposure. It's just good, clean fun. Ask for the money and have contracts on hand. Try to get all the money up front or negotiate a payment plan. We get a minimum of $300 deposit. Let them know again that there are a limited number of sponsorships and that it is important for you to get this handled ASAP.
Chances are you won't be able to follow these steps in order all of the time, but you need to cover all of them sometime throughout the meeting. We don't have all of the answers, or we don't even know how to make you successful. The only thing that we can vouch for is the approach that we have taken and how it has made us successful. We hope that you take the information we have given you and expand on it. We realize that the potential of this marketing plan is endless, and your ideas combined with ours should help you build a profitable business. If you have any questions or issues or any other concerns, you can call us at 406-652-3341. We'd be happy to visit with you. Now, we're going racing. Good luck to all of you.